Wyler Ficklin, McLean, welcome, Wilcone. Allow me to share my screen. And we continue looking at the present progressive and the uses. Okay, so once again, you're going to hear me more than see me. Anyway, you're not here to see me, you're here to learn Spanish. Okay, because that little box, because I'm looking also at another computer to make sure that everything evens out. So here we go. The following verbs should not be used in the continuous or progressive form. The continuous or the progressive form, because I'm not reading exactly from the card, is the present participle form. In English, it's the ing form. In Spanish, it's the ando, A-N-D-O, or iendo, I-E-N-D-O form. Okay, and it's that's the ando or iendo is the ing form of the verb. Some of the verbs which should not be used in the continuous form or progressive form coincide with English. However, others do not. Aborrecer, to loathe or to detest. Amar, odiar, and saber are not normally used in the continuous or progressive form of either language. So if you have the verb aborrecer, amar, odiar, and saber, in neither English or Spanish do you use the progressive continuous form or the present participle. However, the following verbs may normally be used in the progressive form or continuous form or present participle form, yendo, ando, in Spanish, but you do not use that form, normally speaking, in English. So we're talking about the verb creer, ver, merecer, temer, doler. So that's to believe, to see, to merecer, to deserve, to fear, or I guess it would be like to hurt, to be in pain. In Spanish, the progressive form not used to describe states, not true in English. Colgar, colgar, faltar, brillar, parecer, oler. Do not use the progressive with, in Spanish, with estar, poder, haber, ir, venir, regresar, volver, andar, except when progressive is being used to express the idea that a situation has been constantly recurring. So let's look at this again. There are verbs that normally in one language or the other, and sometimes it coincides, both languages, that you do not use or you do use the present progressive form or the present participle form. Let me see anything that I think may need explanation. The following verbs may normally be used in the progressive form in English, but not in Spanish. Creer, ver, merecer, tener, doler. In Spanish, the progressive form not used to describe states. But this is not true in English. States versus actions. This is not true in English. So in English, you can use the progressive form to describe states: colgar, faltar, brillar, parecer, oler. Do not use the progressive with estar, poder, haber, ir, venir, regresar, volver, andar, except when the progressive is being used to express the idea that a situation has been constantly recurring. Now, next part. Progressive use of verbs used to express physical posture or possession or position only to refer, okay, here we go, because I'm messing this up. The progressive use of verbs used to express physical posture or possession is not to be used in Spanish. Okay. It is only to be used to refer to an action, not a state. Because not all verbs express action. Some verbs express a state. For example, I am sad. I am happy. That's not a verb of action, that's a verb of state. So here's an example. Using the same two verbs, estar parada, to be standing. That's a state. That's what you're doing. You're standing. You're standing. But estar parándose. That say, by the way, is the reflexive. And when you are using the reflexive and you're using the verb, for example, parar, right? Estar parado, okay? Parado. You are not talking about you in the state of standing. It's talking about you being in the process of standing up. In the process of standing up, that's an action. That's what you're doing. You're standing up. Versus a state, to be standing. Estar tumbado, excuse me, because the parado and tumbado is the past participle of the verb. Parar, parado, tumbar, tumbado. The past participle of the verb, it's either ado or ido. So if you say estar tumbado, it means to be lying down, or to be lying down. That's the state you're in. You're in the state of lying down. But estar tumbándose, that is the reflexive of the verb tumbar, and you're using the present participle or progressive or continuous form. You're not talking about your state of lying down. You're talking about to be in the process of falling down, tumbar. I hope that's clear. So when you use the verb estar with the past participle, parado, tumbado, you're talking about the state you are in. You are standing or you are lying down. But when you use the verb estar and you're using the verb parado, parar, or you're using the verb tumbar, you are talking about an action, and you also use the reflexive. I'll explain reflexive verbs a little bit later. Reflexive verbs. Okay, so estar parándose, to be in the process of standing up. Estar tumbándose, to be in the process of falling down. It might be that you have to learn a little bit more, depending on where you are in understanding Spanish, whether this makes sense or not. Let me see, to be standing, yeah, it felt, no, no, it's not the same, because in English, to be standing, you still use the German form, not the, excuse me, not the German form. The continuous or the progressive form or the present participle. Because when you're talking about the state, you're using the past participle. When you're talking about in the process of, you're using the continuous, progressive, or present perfect, present participle of the verb. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. This is Coralla Ficklin McLean. Welcome, WYLCONE.com. And I continue trying to explain, and I use the word trying, because sometimes I don't feel necessarily the most successful person in the world, when I'm trying to explain this, trying to explain the present progressive in Spanish, and sometimes even looking at that same tense in English. So I'm going to stop sharing. Do you hear that sound? I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to thank you for listening to the video. I hope I was clear. I tried to be as clear as possible. And have a good day. Bye.